Welcome, guys, to another Fans Dugout with the World Cricket Fans, live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and we have a packed show again today, connecting the cricket fans worldwide. We have two people from the World Champions Bangalore.
I think Paji got dropped. Anuj bhai take over.
No, he said
Oh,
Royal
yeah.
Champions Bangalore, so he got dropped.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Paji, was about to say Royal Chokers, but I guess his heart was saying the champions Bangalore. So we have a fantastic Friday here. I mean, yeah, so Paji is coming back. So I guess Paji.
Yes, when I said World Champions,
Exactly.
my computer froze. Can you believe that? What's happening there? Is that a sign from God saying, Paji, stick to roll chokers? We will have to wait and see on that one. But again, we have Sanju and Rachna from Bangalore. We have Anuj from Jaipur. We have Nav from London. We have Saksham from New Delhi. We have Varun from New York. Robert for Calcutta and Kushank from New Delhi. So and Sunny, of course, Sunny Pai from New Delhi as well. So everybody who needs to be here is here. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the wonderful comments and shares of the World Cricket Fans, because I'm seeing a lot of people connecting with us worldwide, which is fantastic. We'll discuss yesterday's game and today's match between Punjab. Hello, Krishna. Hope you are well. And just to see what is happening today, I'm going to go to London first. Nav, Rajasthan Royals yesterday. Was it a good performance or was you disappointed?
I think it was just a typical Rajasthan performance this year. Nothing's changing. There's so many. So I know one of their shareholders really, really well. I was telling you about him. He's based in London as well, and so they have their Zoom calls as well every week. And they were like, the whole team is in shambles. They've only got 4 overseas players left, and they've actually got nowhere to go at the moment. They're trying to loan a lot of players. You will hear the news shortly, but there's nothing else they can do.
Yeah, it's one of those things that when you look at it from the outside, I know we're connected with the management there as well, and you can see what is happening. They knew Jofra wasn't going to be fit, and they did nothing. They knew Ben Stokes wasn't fit, and they've got Rassie van Dusen, who's a different player to Ben Stokes. And again, they've gone. Andrew Ty's gone back to Australia, so there's a lot of different things happening within the camp. But as I said, we have, as the fan base, we've thought this is an opportunity for our younger Indian players to step up, and that is not happening. Anuj, I'll go to yourself now. Yeah, Shivam Dubey, a lot of flack on social media for Shivam Dubey. Yeah. I don't blame him personally, but what was the reason behind having Shivam Dubey coming in front of Killamilla?
Absolutely. I mean, that's where I guess Rajasthan missed the opportunity. I mean, we were cruising. We were 90 for 2, I guess, in 9 overs. And that point of time, the platform was set for David Miller. Especially I guess the experience that Miller has, that surely come into play. So I believe that's where Sangha and Co missed the opportunity. I mean, Bolt and Bumrah was firing there. If you see, they were bowling in the right line and lengths. And that's where I guess Shivam Dubey was not the right candidate for the Rajasthan. And also, the way he paced his innings was something which was basically was a disaster for us. 35 of 31. And when the game is evenly poised, that you want 4s and 6s. I mean, if there's sent this Riyan Parag in place of Dubey, maybe we can have 20 or 30 runs, maybe extra, because I mean, the way Shivam Dubey was pacing his inning was the biggest concern. And maybe I guess it's now high time for Rajasthan to make sure that next time who's going to be the candidate for the 4th position, because at that point of time you need a person who can take the game forward, not the person who take the game backward. That's why I guess Rajasthan missed the opportunity yesterday against mighty Mumbai Indians.
And again, Varun, a lot of comparisons with your God, Lord Warner, and the same thing happened with Warner. Warner could not accelerate the innings, and we scored exactly 171, exactly like Sunrisers scored. And I said, we've been saying Warner out, Warner out. We've been hearing that, but you are still Warner in.
Yeah, I'm Warner in, and I will always be Warner. And he's done so much for our team since the year I think 2014. He is I think fifth or fourth run leader in the IPL. He won us the trophy. See, I just feel he has too much weight on his hands right now because Sunrisers has too many losses at the moment. Really good team, with 5 consecutive playoffs like that. Losing these many matches is not normal for a captain like that. So he has too much pressure on his hands. He's trying to accelerate, but the same time, he has a groin injury as well. So that's really making a huge problem for Sunrisers Hyderabad and the opening, partnership between Bairstow and Warner. So that's the problem. So I just feel if the Sunrisers management give the captaincy to Kane Williamson for this season, and it will just let off some pressure off of David Warner. So I feel he can play freely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's a really good analysis, and I really like that fact is the management. If you look at all the think tanks in the IPL, Sunrisers has the best think tank. They have Murali, they've got Bayliss,
VVS,
they've got all the best players. Even Tom Moody has come back. So it's really, really tough. And too much workload is hampering Warner's performance, and that's from Basha. Basha, 100% correct. And Varun agrees with that as well. And I see Romit, happy Mumbai Indian winning that free top, the free top that he was donated to by the Royal Chokers. Romit, happy to be a Mumbai fan today, waking up to Quinton de Kock.
It was brilliant. Like he had to perform. Quinton de Kock failed in the last 4 matches, and he was due a big innings. And also the Delhi pitch suited our batters, and de Kock was brilliant. Rohit also had a good start, couldn't convert it. But only thing one of Mumbai Indians I was disappointed is was dropping Ishan Kishan, because this pitch would have got him more confident and he could have batted really well in this pitch, because Krunal Pandya was not actually a batter, scored a 32 odd. So Ishan Kishan should have been not dropped, I feel.
Yeah, a lot of Mumbai Indian fans are saying that to me. They go, Paji, you can't drop your upcoming Indian player, but then you have Ishan Kishan, we have Ryan Parag or Tawatia. So we can't drop Tawatia or Ryan Parag, you can't drop Ishan Kishan. And Samruddha just said, no way, Warner out. So Samruddha, Sunrisers expert, no way, Warner out. Watch out, Rajasthan. Big relegation battle, or I call it the relegation battle for the 8th place. 3 orange caps IPL. I don't see any RA players there. Well, we have Sanju Samson in 3rd position. So Samrud, let's see who finishes on top. Sanju Samson or David Warner. Our captain versus your captain at the end of the season. Currently, my money's on Sanju to get more runs than David Warner this season. So we will look at the present, not the past. The past is for, forgetful. We're looking in the present. And this IPL, Sanju Samson will score more runs than David Warner. I'm going to go on to today's game. Rachana, how are you doing in Bangalore? And are you looking forward to seeing your champions-elect winning?
Definitely, Paji. I'm looking forward for RCB's win tonight because it's again a fight for the top spot. So it's gonna be another thriller with Punjab. The Punjab team that has been constantly losing matches, and RCB is currently in the winning momentum. So definitely Punjab will look for a comeback and another win. So definitely it's gonna be another thriller match tonight.
Thriller match by Rachana. And Kashank, are you supporting RCB? You're RCB, aren't you?
Yes, I'm RCB for sure.
And Punjab have a winning record, a recent winning record against RCB. Will they continue today?
We don't look too much in the past. We look at it this season. They have not been in good form, Punjab, and we'll make sure that we carry that momentum forward for them, and we carry our winning momentum forward, go back to where we deserve to be, on top of the table.
Back on top of the table. And then we have another match tomorrow, Sunny. The Mumbai Indians versus Chennai Super Kings. You will be wearing yellow. I know you will be wearing yellow on Chennai. What will happen tomorrow in that match?
Definitely, Paji, Chennai gonna win tomorrow. But first of all, let's talk about today's match. It's between RCB and Punjab Kings. who actually named themselves so-called kings, but they're not performing like kings.
Yes, and you're wearing the red top. I thought you was going to sport RCB today, but that looks like a Punjab top. But again,
That's
Punjab
not
is.
a Punjab top. That's neither an RCB top. That's a Reebok t-shirt.
Just to add
That's
one thing, Paji, I also need Chennai to win tomorrow. Sunny, I'm with you. CSK will win tomorrow, surely.
So
They're
he
going to
didn't want
match
to answer the
Mumbai.
question I asked him. He wanted to foresight, but as you said, it's today, Sanju. RCB is Bangalore A versus Punjab, which is Bangalore B. Want to be Bangalore A? Who is going to win today?
Yeah, but as Rachna told, it will be a thriller to watch out because even if we see, even if we consider the past, yeah, okay, Punjab has won 2-2 against us last year. So looking at this team this year, Punjab is lacking in death bowling and their middle order is collapsing like anything. So it will be a thriller. If Punjab makes some suitable changes, it will be like neck to neck match.
And Basha has just said Punjab and KKR. We don't have any KKR fans today. That they are competing to be the most boring team in the sport. I kind of agree with Basha because Punjab have been awful, absolutely awful. I'm going to go to Nav on today's game with Punjab playing. Why are they not picking David Malan and sticking with Nicholas Pooran?
Yeah, I don't know. I would actually disagree with that. If I'm in the team management, I'll pick David Milan. Firstly, he's not David Milan. He's David Milan.
David, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll pick him over Chris Gale. And I'll play him at number 3. And then I'll still have Nicholas Pooran at 4, not at 5. Because he plays spin better. And by the time he comes to bat at 4, I think his strike rate is about 165 playing spin. So I'll have Nicholas Pooran at 4, David at 3, and get rid of Chris Gale. Because Pooran is electric in the field. Then Chris Gale just gives you 45 and short one leg and third man. So and most important thing is AB de Villiers. He hasn't faced Arshdeep Singh, and he hasn't really faced Ravi Bishnoi. So I have got a feeling that them two can actually cause havoc.
And that's true. And that's true. As I say, we were struggling why Ravi Bishnoi was not playing for Punjab. It was absolutely, a brain fade by the management that you have your best upcoming Indian spinner not playing. And it was impossible. And Anuj, up to yourself there. Nav's made a big call to drop Chris Gale. I've been personally impressed with Chris Gale, especially in the field, because he seems to be really revitalized in the field as well. But David Malan and keeping Nicholas Pooran, or would you go the other way and drop Pooran and keep Gale?
I will be going with David Malan in place of Nicholas Pooran, because Chris Gale is shown some sort of glimpses. If you see of his form, his partnership with KL Rahul against Mumbai Indians is the best example. He anchored the innings and he is looking in a good form. It's just that the standards that Chris Gale has, obviously he hasn't performed like that, but you can never count him out, with the stature that he has, the talent that he has, the potential that he possesses. So I will be going with David Malan, but in place of Nicholas Pooran, because I guess against RCB, Chris Gale will be firing a lot because it's his previous team, and you can have this funny banter between Chris Gale and Virat Kohli coming into play. So I will be going with the Chris Gale and David Malan both, opting out with Nicholas Pooran.
Anuj, where do you want David Milan to play then? Where would you want him to bat? Number 4?
See, I will be going with the Gale and Mayank opening. We'll be going with David Malan at 3 and KL Rahul at 4. Because, of late, if you see, he's been playing for India in the middle order. So maybe that's kind of the management, can think of, and you can have also KL Rahul can finish the innings in the end, because the strike rate is the biggest issue with him, in the last season and this season as well. So maybe, anchoring the innings and finishing for the team, maybe Punjab can think like this way, and they can have Malan for sure at number 3.
I don't think
I kind of agree with that. I think what they need to do is break up the Bangalore, the Kichor Jodi, which I call it Jodi or Chor, because the two at the top, the best friends at the top, the brother-in-laws, whatever the rishta is between them. They are that is where they are failing. They are not failing at 3 or 4. They are failing at the top because the two Bangalore Jodi, as we call them, they want to play for RCB, so they've changed their jersey to the same red color and the gold which RCB used to have in the past. So really, that is the problem. I do agree. Maybe have Chris Gale open with either Mayank or Rahul and drop one of them down the order, because it's clearly the problem is they're having the problem is within the strike rate, because KR Rahul gets out early, he's eaten up so many balls. He's left nothing, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So that is where the problem is. I do agree with that. I think the problem is whether David Malan plays. If he plays at 3 or if he opens, it doesn't make a difference. But I think the bigger problem is right at the top with Mayank. They do not look at the stats for that. And if it was any other team and you see the consistently failing, they did well in Dubai. But in India, it's a different kind of. Romit, as a neutral fan in this one, where do you see the problem? Is it Punjab making stupid mistakes and Bangalore with Harshal Patel, this bowler that is going for so many runs, but he's taking wickets? Who do you see the main reason for this?
I guess there's a problem going on with Punjab Kings, as Anuj also mentioned. Pooran isn't performing, and you're not getting a world-class batter like Malan in your team. And their bowlers have performed like decently in the last 2 games for Punjab, but their batters are not performing. So as I also mentioned in a comment that Will Rahul has a good record against RCB, so his Motera curse should come to an end because he has been failing in this stadium. So it might be you can see there. And problem with Harshal Patel, I guess he's just having the luck he needs, because he's hitting hit for runs, but he's taking the wickets. So obviously the wickets would matter, because if you get a batter out after giving 15 runs, that 15 runs gets nullified. So he's getting that luck for taking the wickets, and RCB doesn't have any that bigger problem like Punjab is having with the middle order batting and the openers. If they are not performing, their middle order is failing. So that is a problem which, if can be rectified by Punjab, they might come out good. Because if Rahul plays today, if the top order plays today, they don't need the middle order to perform. But if they fail again, as per the curse goes for Rahul, then you have to get that middle order right.
Yeah, and that's where it is. And
Yes, Punjab have been playing Moses Enriquez, right?
Yeah.
And I don't understand why they have been including him. What has he been doing for the team? You could bring him out and get David Malan into the team. Because Pooran is that one player because that can make an impact on the game when he has his day. So I think they should continue with Nicholas Pooran there. And the problem is not at the top for them.
They need to go with another bowling option, right? If suppose their bowlers fail, then they need to have that
Moses
extra
Enriquez
bowler.
has been bowling just 2 overs. So you could give that burden to Deepak Huda if required, so that he can bowl his full quota, and you can have that. At least you have a score to bowl at, because right now the batting order, the way it's panning out, they don't even have 140, 150 on the board. So pretty much doesn't matter who your bowlers are if you're having 7 or 8 bowlers. So you've got to get a score on the board first.
Yeah, and that's what we saw yesterday. Not having a score, being under par, and then not having the bowling attack to take the wickets. And obviously that's where we lost the game yesterday against who did we lose to yesterday? I've even forgotten. Mumbai Indians, yeah. Mumbai missing in action Indians. Rachna, up to you. Do you see any changes to RCB lineup? I know you have the winning formula. You're going to win the trophy just using these players. Do you see any difference or change?
I think we'll be continuing with the same team, but if there would be any changes, I think Shabazz can replace Washi, because Washi isn't getting any chances in power play, because he's good at he's a good bowling option during the power play, but since he's not getting any chances and he's not even performing with the batting, so I think if Shabazz comes in somewhere, he can contribute with the batting as well. So that's the only change I'm expecting in the team. Other than that, I think we'll go with the same team.
And that's a big call. That's a big call to get your Indian international, the player that everybody's thinking is better than Ravi Jadeja, into the team. The next Ravi Jadeja is Washington Sundar. I don't see it. I really don't see what that player offers us. And Basha is really critical of Punjab today, saying these people are not even performing, and they're keeping the same confidence in the same batsman. Yeah. Unfortunately, the tournament is so fast and the games run so fast, the people seem to forget what's happened 2 games ago, let alone what happened in the last match. So that is the Saksham. I say we've seen a lot of problems with Punjab. Aloo wale parothe, do they not get those? Is that the problem, or is it they just cannot get the? Because I really rate Kumble really highly, but he's not performing.
Paji, thank you for allowing me to speak, because I thought maybe my video is not up there because you were missing me. But still, I'll start off. First, I'll talk about RCB. Everyone has talked that RCB will have a better chance of winning this game because they are coming from a winning momentum. But still, I would want them to remember that KL Rahul has an impeccable record against RCB since 2017. He has scored most number of runs against RCB. So maybe we shouldn't take them, too lightly. I know it's Narendra Modi Stadium. Rahul will not have that much of a say, but still, we need to, see how they have gone against us in the past. In the last 2 games, I remember in UAE, they won all of those. However, the last one which they won wasn't, as much convincing as they would have wanted. So that is something that we should as a team should look upon. And secondly, talking about Punjab, I think the problem with Punjab is their bowling department, even if their batting department, because you see, uh, whenever Punjab starts defending the totals, it looks a different team. But whenever they are chasing a target, they look a team which cannot be beaten at all. So I've seen this with they do not have a bowlers at all. If you look at Moises Hendricks, and they have Deepak Huda, so yeah, they are getting away with these bowlers, who are bowling 2 overs, 3 overs, 4 overs. So that actually doesn't happen in T20. You need to have full scale 4 to 5 bowlers, and after that you can try for maybe all rounders. So that is what their management should actually look upon. Yes, I agree that maybe Chris Gill should go out, although he's such a big name and he has scored a lot of runs against us as well since the time he has left RCB. But still, they should actually go with maybe David Malan in place of Chris Gill, purely because you have one batsman, and on this crease, I'm not sure if Chris Gale would be a good choice at number 3 or number 4, because you need to score a lot of runs while running. Fours and sixes would come, but still you need to run those cheeky singles. You need to get those twos. So that is where I think Gale would struggle.
No, that's really interesting, and obviously some of the longer boundaries in Modi Stadium means that the twos and the threes and the ones, really quick ones, will keep the scoreboard running, and that's what they're going to be able to do. That's why I prefer Gale to be right at the top, hitting the fours and the sixes whilst the power play is there. And then if he's carrying on, then if he's warm up, he can do the thing there. Baron, up to you. As I say, we're looking today. Do you see a high scoring game or do you see a low scoring thriller?
We might see another low scoring thriller. I just feel, high scoring matches aren't that thrilling. I just feel it's like a one sided match. So, consider if Punjab bat first, I'm sure that they will put up a low total because their batting order is unstable. Their openers are not performing up to the mark. If Rahul is back at opening, I don't think he will make many runs considering it's the Modi Stadium. And it's a better thing if Rahul, goes to number 4 because and he performs for India very well at number 4, in my opinion. So he should go to number 4. And again, we've been talking about this Gale opening. I think if they do that, the minimum total they would get to maybe is 160, 170. But after saying all of this, the winner of today will be RCB because they have good bowlers. Really good batsman Glenn Maxwell. I don't know what happened to him. Someone gave him some magic dust to come back into form. But yeah, today is gonna be RCB.
And as I said, the secret of Maxwell's form is Pabbi Vinny. Pabbi Vinny is now with him in India. She's back in India. So that is the reason why Glenn Maxwell is playing well. When Pabbi Vinny is not around, then Glenn Maxwell's form does go up and down. Sanju, up to yourself now. As we're looking today at Daniel Sams. You only bowled 2 overs in the last game. Do you think Daniel Sams is a solution to the foreign problem, the extra foreign player for RCB.
Yeah, but considering the last match, I think no changes are needed because Patidar was lacking for the first two chances which he got in Chennai, but he showed us what he can do when by chance if top order fails, what he can add. He added a partnership with AB, which was crucial. So I think Patidar will be not losing his place. Yeah, I think Sam's they might go again with Sam's only because even though he's given 2 overs, their impact will be created if so. Even we saw. Chahal also went for 10 runs, but only 2 overs was given. So 4 divided for 2 for Sams and 2 for Chahal. Sams can be used in power play because of his pace variation.
Oh yeah, yeah. And as I said, I wasn't impressed with Sam's at all. And again, we'll see what he does. Vanata, thank you for joining us straight in with yourself. You're looking forward to the game today?
Yes, definitely. I know their records are, leading 14. They are leading in the records, head-to-head records. But again, we know what is happening right now and where are we and where is Punjab. So again, not being overconfident, going and playing a good cricket and hoping to see a win.
ABDV was the game changer in the last game. Had he slightly failed, I think you would have lost that game. So ABDV looks on fire, and that's got to be good for RCB.
Yes, ABD is like heart and soul of RCB. He stood up there whenever we require. But again, he's part of the game. He'll be there for us. But I again see that Virat Kohli will be playing well today. Hopefully, some good order 70, 80 runs from his bat, so that the pressure goes off from other batsmen rather than they playing in pressure and again ABD coming at last and then fine. So hoping to see from Virat Kohli.
Yes, and his form hasn't been great. Let's be honest. He's not converting the big runs. With Virat Kohli, it's always been a situation when soon as he gets over 35, 40, he's going to make the big score. So he hasn't reached those heights in this one. I know probably Vimika is keeping him up all night. So he has to give her the milk. And Anushka probably doesn't like doing that job because she likes doing anything else. So I think that could be the problem for them. The problem with
But
Punjab is
that
they
is
go
the
for big
highlight of
games
the
and they
season.
disappoint the fans and the management team. Yes, Punjab is full of blunders. I think out of the teams that have not won the ever won the IPL, and we have the Royal Chokers, Royal Champions, I should say, and also Punjab and Delhi. Out of the three, as I said, Delhi seems to be the best managed team because they do change, but they do make the changes. Whereas, RCB, it's run by one player and one brand, which is definitely Virat Kohli. Puma, all these brands, they're all linked with Kohli, and Kohli runs the team, and may he be blessed with that. Nav, straight to you. As a neutral fan today in the match, who's going to win the game? Is it going to be your home state, Punjab, or will it be the Bangalore?
Well, yeah, I've just got a small point to make. I know Rasna was talking about Washi out. I was actually thinking of Chahal out because he hasn't been performing. He's had a shocker of a season, and even if he totally decides to put Chahal in, I will say just go with 3 overseas players. Go with Kyle, Maxi, and AB. Get rid of Daniel Sams and have Navdeep Saini in, because Chris Gale, Nicholas Purin, all of them they can't face the short ball, and Daniel Sams is not quick. Navdeep Saini, he's got raw pace, and they will struggle against him.
Wow, and that's really interesting you said that, because I've been saying, where is Navdeep Saini? All you are seeing on social media is pumping the weights and doing the 6-pack and everything. That's what happens all you see of Navdeep Saini. Is he now a full-time model and a part-time cricketer, or is he there? Because surely it is going to affect his chances to be selected for India, which is the end goal is for these players in the IPL now, is to be selected for India at the end. And if Navdeep Saini is not playing for Roach, if you have Harshal Patel in front of Navdeep Saini, how can you even think of having Navdeep Saini playing for the country? Because Harshal Patel wouldn't even play for which team? Zimbabwe, the lowest team. He wouldn't be the opening bowler for that team. So he's that bad. I would love to face Harshal Patel in the nets. No problem with Harshal Patel. Prasidh Krishna, I can take, but Harshal Patel, no, that's such an average bowler. Saksham, yeah.
I want to add, many people often say that, Harshal Patel has that luck. But I think people are too critical of bowlers because with batsmen also the luck part is there, outside edges, inside edges. Sometimes the catch is not going, the runouts are being missed. So these things happen in cricket, but luck only favors when you have a lot of hard work to be there. So I think Harshal has done a lot of hard work because I was reading his interview, and he told soon after in Feb, I think when he was traded from RCB, he got a call from the management and Virat Kohli, and there was a certain role which was, given to him that you have to bowl in the middle part, you have to bowl maybe in the death. So that is how he has discovered what he has to do, clear plans, and then he has gone because runs are coming because every time you're bowling in death, runs would come. But what is important is wickets, and I think that is where he has been the best bowler till now in the purple. I agree that there is a luck factor with the 2 wickets he took, but if you just if you look at the whole tournament, all his wickets have come either on the slower balls, Yorkers, the way he bowled against some good players like Andre Russell in Chennai. So all those are there with the skill set. So I think there is a bit of a problem with people calling him, a lucky bowler. So yeah. From
So
Robert,
like
I'll
when
go to you.
batters are,
And then
yeah,
Basha is with us. So Basha,
okay, fine.
no, Robert, go, Robert.
When batters are performing, scoring 57 or 54 balls, they are being criticized for the strike rate. So as well as bowlers, when they are taking 2 wickets, if they are going for 40, 45 runs, they should also be criticized, right?
Yeah, but bowl. See, if you look at the whole sport, 57 for 54 is different from I would say in T20. If you have an economy of 8, so that is manageable. And it's if you look at Harshal Patel's economy, it is around 8. And if you look at Lord Unadkat's economy, it is also 8. So when someone is in the comparison of Lord Unadkat, then Paji, I think you shouldn't criticize.
Yes, but I'm saying to you, if I'm batting in the nets, I would love to face Harsha Patel because and that's what I'm saying with a batsman, with a mindset. If they see someone like Harsha Patel running up, you want to hit the guy. Yeah, you've now seen him hit for 37. You think like, I know if I was batting there, I'll say, man, I don't want to play defensive to this guy. It's a disgrace. I need to knock him back to wherever he's come back from. So I think that is the question I was saying. And do you have a point for that?
Actually, I was just making a point of you were saying about Navdeep Saini's inclusion in this squad. I guess it's just that Harshal Patel has this more variation, I would say, when it comes to slower ones and all that stuff. That's where I guess Navdeep Saini is missing the trick for India as well. If you see, it was not in this side against England as well. That's why I guess maybe Virat Kohli is not inclined towards Navdeep Saini, but the performance of Harshal Patel is making a more impact just because of his variation, I believe. But Navdeep Saini, if you see, is a if you see the pace that he has, he can be a very good prospect for us in Australia and South Africa, and maybe in England. The pace he generates. He's obviously future to look forward with Avesh Khan, I would say, for Delhi Capitals. And obviously, it's just that the factor of variation, I believe, that's where Harshal Patel is making the mark in place of Navdeep Saini.
Interesting, and I say Navdeep Saini, to be fair, becomes really predictable, and I think that's the problem with Navdeep Saini. I'm going to go to Basha. Basha, you've been commenting about Punjab. You've been highly critical of Punjab, saying they're the most boring team after KKR. Why do you say that?
Yeah, I mean, KKR was the one, and the Punjab is the another one. They are just brother from another mothers, to be very honest. Being like, you expect a lot of, you say, some explosive batting or a bowling. You expect Andre Russell to just, hit in like every second match, but he has just gone on in 2 matches. That is for KKR. When it comes to Punjab, as Saksham mentioned, that there are big names like Chris Gale, Nicholas Puran. I wrote it because the management put their trust in these names, but they don't perform, and that is a really disappointment for the team, fans, and management. When I see cricket closely, with my Punjab supporters, fans, colleagues, they are really emotional people about the game, and when they get disappointed, it really takes a heavy toll on them. So I've been talking to a few of them this morning, and they were like, we are hopeless. To be very honest, until and unless they make some good changes. So yeah, that's why I also then had a thought on it, and I was like, yes, either it's KL performing, the way they started, the way Deepak would batted in the first game. We expected that same throughout the tournament, but he has also failed at times. We coming back to Mayank Agarwal, he performs in a match or two, then he is silent. So Punjab really needs to look in this. They sorted with this Ravi Bishnoi thing, but they need to sort with this with their middle order as well.
Yeah, and I say the teams will come out. So if you know the team news, let me give us a shout. And Sunny, is there any team news from the ground?
Not yet, Paji, not yet.
Not yet. Cool. I'm going to ask you the question. This is Sunny. I've got a big burning question with Indian cricket. Is why we are now seeing a flood of bowlers coming through. Yeah, we're seeing Avesh Khan. We're seeing. I don't include Harsha Patel, but we'll say Harsha Patel. We'll say Ashdeep. We'll say a young breed of fast Indian bowlers, which we never had before. But suddenly, none of these players can actually bat. How that is a big problem for the Indian national team.
Well, that's something which is completely a different issue. Bowlers focusing on what they actually do their best. And if you're talking about a bowler who can actually bat, then I would definitely go with Harshal Patel. Sorry that you have not included him, but he can smack the ball if he comes good. And talking about the other two fast bowlers, Avesh Khan, Arshdeep Singh, both have been doing well in the domestic circuit as well as IPL. We've seen them performing really well. I think it's going to be a good headache for us because T20 World Cup is coming up. If you need any sort of these players as backup, then it would be pretty good for Team India because you never know when your key bowler or when your key bowler gets injured and it becomes a problem for you. Then it's all obviously you have to keep these three as the backups in considering what they are doing in this year's IPL and what they have been doing over the past few years in domestic cricket also.
Yes, that's the big point. Is the domestic scene is getting big, and these players are getting picked up by the IPL franchises, and then we're getting straight up there. Hi, Sanchit. Hope you're well. Superstars on the panel. Yes, we're all superstars, and congratulations to yourself being Super Royal of the Month. Big thing for the Rajasthan Royal community. Sanchit was Super Royal of the Month, member of our fan Zoom
Adi?
panel as well, and World Cricket fans. So, do you think Bishnoi bowls almost like Rashid Khan with a quick spinner? I'll ask you that question there, Anuj, because we don't have any spinners at Rajasthan Royal.
I think Rashid Khan is quicker through the air. I would say, when it comes to Ravi Bishnoi, if you see, he's a bit like old Yuzvendra Chahal we used to see. He was much brave. I would say in his earlier days, Yuzvendra Chahal. So maybe he can become a Rashid Khan as the time progresses. But as of now, I believe he's doing what he can, offers the best for the team. And I hope that he's kind of, groomed pretty well in the mentorship of Anil Kumble. I think it's a very fair point for him that he is getting groomed under Anil Kumble. So, but it's a tough call to compare him with the legendary Rashid Khan that Afghani biryani. But I think it's too early to say that to compare with him Rashid Khan. But he's doing good, I would say. I think if he persists with this accuracy and the amount of bowling that he's doing, he's going to do wonders for the India as well as the Punjab Kings.
Yeah, and I love Ravi Bishnoi. He's a Rajasthani. He should be playing for RR. Simple as that. We should be getting everything to move Ravi Bishnoi to Rajasthan back home in Jaipur, and I think he will be a superstar for us. Racha, to yourself now. Yuzvendra Chahal, should he be dropped? Yes or no?
No, I don't think so. Should be dropped.
Why? How can you come with that? He's performed really horrible. He's half the bowler since marriage. He has really gone down. The Dhanashri is doing something to him, which I do not know.
No, it might be it is Dhanish's effect. I really don't know, but I agree his performance has gone down, like from what he was before to what he is right now. it's a total different thing. But see, since I feel it's Washi who has to get dropped. I don't know because he is the one bowler whom we have to utilize in the power play, where you can actually pick wickets. But since he's not getting that chance, neither is performing with the bat as well. So I think they might replace Washi with Shabazz. That's what I feel.
And Vanata, do you agree with that? Should he be dropped
So
or?
yeah, Yuzvendra Chahal has been our experienced bowler who used to lead the bowling department till now. I know it has been off season for him till now, but you never know when he's going to come back in his Chatur Chahal format. And obviously it's not that's not going to happen. Me dropping Yuzvendra Chahal, but yeah, I see Washington Sundar getting dropped maybe in this match or next match just because he's not performing and he hasn't even taken wickets. So he hasn't given with the ball and the bat. So I see Washington Sundar getting dropped, but not Yuzvendra Chahal.
Basha, you got a question on that?
Oh, I just wanted to ask, like we are talking about everyone. Why are not we talking about Mohammad Azharuddin? You know, he is such a star batsman sitting on the dugout, warming the bench. Really, it breaks my heart to be very honest. And Washington Sundar this season has just been a liability for the RCB, and he hasn't performed with the bat and ball. He's been just poor the way he had the Australian series and the England series, and there's this biasness, which we have seen throughout the every captain whoever has been with India, like you see in CSK, RCB, Mumbai. When the players fail, they just stick with them. They don't want to rotate them. Then they complain the batsman doesn't or the bowler doesn't pick, he doesn't perform, and this and that. But they are not ready to adapt the change. So instead of this, getting complaining over Washington Sundar's form or anyone's form, they should really look to the bench. They're like, are you paying like 3.5 crores just to make him sit? Every other player in the domestic circuit is good with that. So they should come up with this also. They should change. They should rotate the squads as well.
So answering to your question, maybe Kohli is trying to back Washi with his international performances, which he did really well, and it's good that he's backing youngsters, instead of making too many changes in the squad. But yeah, your good point. I agree with your point that Azharuddin should be replaced. But again, we have Rajat Patidar at three, who is doing well, and maybe in future we can see Azharuddin in playing 11 in place of Washington Sundar. But right now, I think Kohli is backing Washington Sundar at present.
Maybe Sanju makes a call for Azharuddin because obviously Azharuddin is from Kerala, so is our captain Sanju. So Sanju can call up Virat and say, "Look, give us Azharuddin, and he can open for us."
Well,
I'd
yeah,
rather have Azharuddin
We're not giving
than
back.
Utapa because I don't want Utapa near our team. I don't want Utapa. He can stay in
Aji,
England.
we got the pitch report, by the way. We got the pitch report. It's the same track being used, which was used in DC versus KKR. So batting second will be easy.
Batting second would definitely be easier. Saksham, up to yourself. We saw the magic of Prithvi Shaw. I know from your home state, Delhi. How good was Prithvi Shaw yesterday?
Absolutely brilliant, and the way he hit those six boundaries, we all know that he had that capability of hitting boundaries, but the way he hit those, none of those shots were slogging. One on the up, then from back foot over point. So all these shots were really good shot, and it shows that he has planned a lot on his technicality, because and plus one more thing he has worked upon is his mental ability, because he had that everything, but he used to throw his wicket away. So yeah, he has been performing really good. And apart from that, I wanted to add one point on Washington Sundar. Many a times people don't see the reality, because 4 overs he bowled against Delhi Capitals, except that last over where Stoinis hit those two fours, he didn't give away a single boundary. He would have got the wicket of Rishabh Pant as well, but the catch wasn't taken. So I think these things are really matter, and they don't get the which you call respect of all, because they go unnoticed because there is no wickets, and also you see runs are there. So only those, if you remove those 8 runs, it's 4 overs 20 runs, or maybe I would say 3.4 20 runs. So that's really good against players of caliber like Pant and all those players. So I think they will continue to back him. And regarding Mohammad Azharuddin, Azhar is a good player, but again, he can only bat. How we are expecting him of like everyone knows about that 100 he scored in maybe Wankhede. So he can only bat when he's opening or maybe at number three. But at three, Rajat has already done a lot. In the last game where wickets were fallen, he had a really good partnership with AB de Villiers, and before that with Maxwell as well for some time. So I would say if Azhar has to come, that is only after we have qualified. We have got that 14 or 16 points, and then you have one or two games to try out players if you have to back them in the next year's auction. So that can happen then. But now just go with the same team, because except Chehel and Sams, 9 players in this team has actually done something significant in every win. So I would not want my team to change and chop a lot and follow the pattern which is there with the CSK or MI, keeping the same players. We saw with Decock how he was backed and he scored really good 70 against you. Sorry, but still he he batted really well. So that is what I would want to see. And who knows, Washi might get 2 wickets today.
Yes, and I think Washington Sundar is an average cricketer, just really, really average, bang average. Should not be playing anywhere near Team India, but because his relationship with the captain of RCB, he gets the games. Okay, I'm going to go to Kashank first, and then I'll go to Anuj. And Prasanna is with us from the States as well, so we got a lot of things to do. Kashank, who's going to win today?
It's a no-brainer. Obviously, RCB are going to win today. Seeing the form, it's pretty evident RCB are going to win.
RCB, and who's going to be your star player?
Kohli has not performed yet, so for me, it's going to be Kohli.
Yeah, and I think Kohli will perform against RR because we get players into form. So Kohli will perform against RR.
The good part about the season, Kohli hasn't done a lot yet, and we are still finding ourselves up on the top of the table. So our best is still to come, and you'll see we'll win the tournament this time. So.
And Prasanna, yourself, are you the best team in the league, or is it RCB? Because these fans of RCB are thinking the championship is over. Nothing has to be done now. They've got the names on the cup.
I mean, it's still early days. I mean, yes, we have won 5 games out of 6, but I think it's towards the crunch end of the tournament when you have your last, say, 3 or 4 games, and every game is like a final basically. And since after that you're going to play us every game, you feel it's like a final. If you don't win, you kind of expect on other teams to say drop points, or you want him to win, or you do those calculations each and everything. So
sorry to interrupt, yeah. Sorry. I think Virat has won the toss.
He chose to bowl first.
Well, any captain would have won the toss, would have bowled first today. So
it's going to be a low scoring game. So it's going to be a low scoring game.
Elected to bowl first.
Yeah.
So they're all dancing. They're all dancing. They're happy. The match is over.
Yeah, and since they're bowling first, I think Punjab, even in the last game we saw, they had absolutely zero batting. I mean, look at the first 2 batsmen. The strike rates weren't even 100.
Padi, what Rachana told came true. He bought Shabaz in for Sundar.
Wow!
Yeah, okay.
Wow! So maybe Virat is listening to this podcast wherever he is. He's looking at the world cricket fans and saying they don't want Sundar. Paji is just saying Sundar is so average, he shouldn't even be playing for RCB, let alone Team India.
Any other changes?
Fans, are you happy with a thumbs up? Are you happy with the choice?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Happy. Thumbs up, Vanata. Yeah, cool. So the RCB fans are happy. Punjab will be crying because they probably won't score more than 120 runs today. So Punjab will definitely lose. RCBA will beat RCBB. And tomorrow the big game, the champion game, Basha versus Prasanna. Basha, are you quaking in your boots to fight the mighty pensioners who have risen from the dead?
I'll just call Ambani to give them extra pension, so just let us win, to be very honest. But yeah, to be very honest, 7:30 they will be playing, but 7:30 I have another sport to catch up, that is Formula 1 qualifying. So it will be just a shuffle between both the two. but still I'll go for Mumbai's win, and the way RCB won that with 10 wickets, I want Mumbai to win with the 10 wickets and crush Chennai. Yeah, to be very honest, Chennai just fights. They go to the final and they just lose it. So it's their daily routine bread and butter for them.
Anuj, bit of spice between Mumbai and Chennai.
Yeah, obviously Vada Pav against the Idli. So, but I will be going with Idli for sure. Dhoni all the way. Thala Dhoni. And I just saw the message of that Mayank is injured. So maybe you can see a change in the squad for Punjab in today's match. If you see, I just saw the message. So maybe if anyone is having information that in place of Mayank who is playing, because
Manata
that
has three
basically
changes. Three changes for
then
Punjab.
there has to be changes.
Moses Enrique is not playing.
Moses, okay, three
Arshdeep out.
changes are there.
Arshdeep out. Prabh Simran, Harpreet. Harpreet? Who's Harpreet? Harpreet Brar. Harpreet Brar, okay. And Riley. Prabh Simran's awful. He's awful. I can't believe why are they picking him?
But David Malan is not
maybe no other options. I mean,
दो सरदार हो गए.
Arshdeep is also injured, I guess.
Yeah,
why is he not playing? Arshdeep.
I don't know why are they playing Really Meredith. I don't know why are they going with Really Meredith again.
Yeah, they paid all the money for him. That's the reason why. Jai Richardson doesn't even get a chance. I'm really fed up with the Punjab selection. It is so bad. It is bad. Prasanna, just back to tomorrow. Mumbai off a victory fresh against RR. Do you expect a Chennai victory, or do you think it's going to be a tight match with Rohit beating Talla?
I mean, generally Mumbai turn up against us whenever we play them. Even if they're in adverse form, they turn up against us. We saw even 2018 when we played them in our second. I think it was towards the middle of the tournament. If we beat them, they're effectively out. But they came into form, they beat us, and then they started a revival of form. And they lost their last game against Delhi, which was why they got out. If they beat Delhi, they would have gone in. So
it was the previous Delhi, the game before the Delhi one when we were knocked out, not the Delhi game. We were already knocked out. When we went for the last game.
No. If you beat Delhi, you would have gone in. You know that for a fact because it was. Or something like that. Because the only time we beat Mumbai 2 times is when we played them first game of the season. Because that's the only time they seem not to win. But other than that, they always turn up. Mumbai are a good team, and this is actually a good thing. CSK versus Mumbai, both teams are in good form. It's the contest you want to see. And if Chennai wins, I think that will go a long way. But I still think we won't win. I'll probably pick Mumbai to win tomorrow.
But just to add one more thing, jokes apart, and but tomorrow I really expect a very good game and a very close one. But still, I'll go for a Mumbai win because I'm, not as a Mumbai supporter. We always talks about a lot of stats, so just going with the stats, going for a Mumbai win, but expecting to be a very close match. Either, for if you ask me what's the definition of a close match, I would prefer a super over.
A super over tomorrow, that'd be awesome. I'm going to go and wrap up the show now because we've been on for 53 minutes. It's been exciting. We can carry on for another hour, but the match will be on. I'm going to go to Sanju first. Sanju, RCB all the way today. How easy are they going to win, do you think?
Yeah, looking at the changes done by the Punjab, I think it's easy win for RCB. Because as Anuj was mentioning, Arshdeep was going on with some good spells. So Arshdeep is out, Mayank is also out. And even I don't know who is the other one. I got confused. 3 changes. I think only one might be used. Only one might be used. Prabh Simran might score some runs. That's all. I don't have hopes in Meredith as well as Harpreet Bar or Dar someone.
Yeah. Cool. So Sanju's going for the RCB. Rachna, we don't have to ask you. Who's going to be your star player today?
Virat.
Virat.
He's gonna perform today because even last match he didn't play that well. This among all the 6 matches, I think that's not the Virat we know. So I'm expecting some great innings from him today.
Okay, cool. Let's see what Mr. Kohli does after the game. Anuj, will Punjab get more than 155, 160 today?
I don't think so. The match will be end by 9:30 or 10. I can bet on this because Punjab will not score more than 120, I believe. On this pitch because No, Mayank, and the blunder that they have done, with the changes, I don't think, they're going to defend this total. But RCB will be winning this easily, I would say. And star player for me would be AB de Villiers. If he gets the, opportunity to bat, he can definitely rise to the occasion. And RCB for me.
Kushank, for you, who's going to be the star player for RCB?
I called it earlier. Virat Kohli, obviously. AB won't get to bat. We don't need him for 120 or 130. We'll get it with Virat and Devdutt only.
Devdutt and Virat, yeah, that's a very good opening. Out of the two opening pairs, I'm looking at obviously Dhawan and Prithvi, which is the top pair. The real batting pair is Dhawan and Prithvi, because when that one clicks, Delhi are unbeatable. Vanata, to you, best bowler today, will it be this lucky Harshal, or will Harshal be finally found out?
Best bowler will be Harshal, but I'm looking forward to Mohammad Siraj. We all know that how he's bowling at death. So again, he'll be a watch-out player today.
So
And
Mohammad
Siraj.
Siraj definitely, and the last over he bowled in the last game was exceptional, and it was probably not at the standard of Bumrah yesterday, because Bumrah's 19th over against us was absolutely amazing, and it's good to see Jesse back after marriage, and maybe he goes the better way, other than when Chahal is going the other way. So we're definitely good to see Jesse back. Prasanna, your take on today's match as a neutral fan, where's he going to go?
I feel RCB would win, but I'm looking at two players from each side. KL Rahul on one side and Padikkal on the other side, because we all know Rahul last year he scored an amazing 132. He took the RCB attack to shreds last year, and we have to get him out quick. RCB have to get him out quickly if they want to stand a chance. Because if you let players like Rahul, not happening at Amo Stadium, okay. Maybe that curse might break today. We don't know. We don't know. Cricket is a funny game, but. Yeah, we have to get players like them out early, because we all know what if you allow him to bat till 16 to 20 overs, we all know what he can do after that. So we need to get him out. And in RCB side, I look at Padikkal to continue his form. He has been in superb form. He has a excellent range of shots, and I think he will probably continue his form. And given that he is batting second, I think they're batting second. So I think he'll probably continue his form, and since it's a new stadium, he'll probably find another new range of shots. He hasn't just tried the ramp or the scoop or whatever we call it, but today he might find the range today. Given how Punjab's bowling, it is pretty weak.
I am a fan of Padikkal, and I've seen Padikkal last season and this season. He looks like a level up. I think he was struggling at spin last season, but now he seems to sort that out as well. He's definitely going to be a player for India in the future. Although I hate RCB, but we can understand he looks the real deal, and maybe an dark horse for the Indian selection. Basha, before you, and then finally Sunny, how do you see today's game, and who's the key player for you?
Okay, so this time I'll not do a mistake of leaving AB out, and Anuj will agree to me with this. So I'll get AB for me as my star batsman, but still I'll go with Kushan. We don't need him. It will be Virat and Padikkal to do it. And if I go with Punjab side, they have again they are going with a gamble. Hope their gamble pays off with Gale and Rahul. So, but I don't expect much, and even the second innings would be over by 10. I agree with Anuj. If they need to really pull out some big strings to get onto a very competitive total. So I'll go with RCB.
And finally, to Sunny, the host and the host. Sunny, how do you see this game? Do you think it's going to be Punjab are going to shock the world? Because if they win this game, I will dye my mustache pink. If at the end of this thing, I will dye my mustache pink.
Aji, don't say that. Whenever you say something like that, it happens.
Or we'll have a chole bhature on you.
Chole bhature on me, yeah. Chole bhature on me.
Yeah.
100%. How do you see the game?
Aji, I think it's going to be a battle to look out for between Punjab Kings and Glenn Maxwell. And on the other hand, for me, it's going to be Chris Gayle versus RCB. So I'm hoping Maxwell to come out good in this match, but you never know, universe boss. He can also come out of syllabus for RCB and go bang bang from ball one. But I'm hoping for an RCB win.
So
and if Punjab manages to win tonight, it would be an upset in this tournament. I wouldn't call it a great victory, as Anuj already mentioned it on last night's Instagram live, that if Punjab beats RCB, it's going to be an
It's
upset.
gonna be a
Nothing else. It's going to be a miracle for them.
Oh, it will be a miracle. I will be shocked. I will be completely shocked if Punjab win this game. And as I said, I can't say much more. Guys, you've been brilliant. We've been on for an hour and it's been absolutely brilliant talking about the games. Thank you for joining the World Cricket Fans. You are so much welcome. Your knowledge, your passion for your team, and just being giving us the time on this platform. You've been amazing. So thank you. Keep your stories coming in. Join us on the World Cricket Fans on the Facebook page, on the Instagram page. Instagram lives will also happen. And thank you also to the Rajasthan Royals Fans Forum. You're all members of the Fans Forum. So it's brilliant to see you there. And I will definitely see you again tomorrow. I'm going to go for RCBA to win today. RCBA to win. Glenn Maxwell to be the main man, because obviously for them to pick Pooran Churan in front of Maxwell, that was a bad decision. And definitely I will have dal bati churma in the fish tank, as Vanata will say. If Punjab win this game, it'll be dal
One
bati
more
churma
thing
as
I
well.
want to mention.
Yeah.
RCB fans, I'm sorry to say this, but Paji, jinxed about Hitmire. He went on to score a 50. Now he's jinxing about Nicholas Puran.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And this
I'll
is the
take the
thing that
loss.
we've
I'll
been
take the loss if he dies his beard thing. I'll take it.
It was a great feeling.
brilliant. And I say I'm doing the thing now is reverse jinxing. So if I say something is really bad, it actually means I mean the other thing. So guys, thank you so much. I will see you again tomorrow. Thank you and good luck for your teams. And hopefully we will be saying Mysore dosa. Catch you later.